So yeah, I'm here. That's the Independence Monument. I live just down the road from here. It's a place people come and do a lap around this whole park. It wraps around to the right at the end there and goes back. So I thought it'd be a nice night for a little walk, and I can answer your questions if you're thinking about becoming a teacher or moving here, or you don't know how, or you have things you're wondering about. I've been here for 2 years. And I have friends doing it in Vietnam. I can answer your questions. If you're watching it later, you can leave comments or find me on Instagram and send me a DM and I'll get back to you. If you feel like you want to send any support too, you can do super thanks in the chat, or you can send donations to the channel. Beauty. So last weekend I played a festival out at a campground like 2.5 hours away out in the mountains. And I did a video about it, but I've noticed my last few videos, you guys aren't watching them. I usually get like 400 views or something, and now they all have like 150 views. It was a really cool time. They have tents, and there's like a creek and a river running through, and there was a Khmer band as well, and then we played. And yesterday I went to a music store and picked up a few things I needed, and I made a video in the music store. A few of you have been asking about that because you want to buy guitars when you get here or this or that. And so I went around a big music store and looked at prices and showed stuff, and that's coming tomorrow morning, or I don't know what time it is where you are, but it's coming in like 9 hours. The music store video. So yeah, if you're wondering how did I do it, I'm just a guy from Canada in Toronto, and I've got a whole life going here. But I didn't do it all on my own. I had help. I went through a program called AVSE. I've put a link in the description if you want to follow in my footsteps. And it's a TEFL course. It's a TEFL program, and they offer it in the country. It's a 4-week program, and then coming out of it, they line you up with a job placement. And it's also offered in Vietnam. It's actually, their headquarters is in Vietnam. So if you're interested in Ho Chi Minh or Hanoi or Phnom Penh, where I am here, that's the best way to do it. It's government accredited. It's totally legit. And but I think this month, right now it's December, if you're not watching this later. And I think there's no class. They do one every single month. There's a course every 4 weeks, then there's a new one. But I think December, they're not doing it probably for the holidays. So right now, if you're thinking about doing it, December is the best time to do the online version of the course. It's also offered online through AVSE. And that way, if you have some Christmas money or some time off, like during Christmas, you could get all the theoretical and all the coursework like out of the way at home online. And then in the new year, then you come here and there's a few parts to the course that are practical, like you actually go to a real school and practice in front of real students, or you observe other teachers and stuff. So those things you can't do at home, but so you basically complete everything online except for that important in-person stuff, and then you come here and you just complete the practical part. So if there was like, this is the best time if you're thinking about doing it now. I think online would be the best for right now, because you could, over the Christmas break, get that out of the way. Merry Christmas, whatever, happy holidays, happy New Year's, say bye to everyone, and then you fly here and you start off a new year, and you've already finished all the work. You just have to show up and practice a bit at the schools, and then you'll have job interviews. It includes accommodation too while you're doing the course. So that's a big help, so you're not scrambling. Like when you first get into a country, you can, when the accommodation's included, you just go to it. And you have a place you can relax and put your feet on the ground for a while and make friends, and you start to see where you want to live and all that, and then you can try to organize your own apartment coming out of that place, right? Yeah, I'd highly recommend it. And if you go for it, put Tom Trips Out. It'll ask you, like, where did you hear of us? And they'll give me a referral commission that helps keep my channel alive. James says, I read online Vietnam changed the requirements to teach English. Apparently you need to be certified in your own country now and have 3 years experience. I didn't hear that, but it could be true. No, that's not true. To be certified in your own country? I would say that's not true. But unless it's some brand new news that I don't know yet. 2 weeks until you graduate college and heading my way. My life Thai. Nice. Check this out. It's a pretty nice place to come chill. And this course I've been telling you about, AVSE, if you're already certified, like, yeah, I already have a TEFL, I used to teach in Korea, or I used to teach in China or something, or I've taught online before, I already have a TEFL. Well, AVSE has a separate course. They have a separate one for people that already have a TEFL, and it's just their teaching jobs abroad program. And they basically they give you a little bit of lesson planning help, and then they send you to schools and you practice and you observe other teachers. And then they line you up with partner schools, like job placements and stuff. Because sometimes, yeah, you've taught before and you're confident teaching a class, but maybe you're worried about navigating Cambodia, or like, what's the process in getting leads to get a job and stuff like that. So that's where that last program would come in handy. Like you already have teaching experience. You just need someone to guide you when you get here, to line you up with all the jobs. So the link's in the description. Wait, we already went that way. Actually, yeah, let's go. This is the way we were originally walking, but as I was talking, those people were making noises and saying stuff, and I don't know if they were yelling at me, so I started walking away. No, but let's continue. Look at this building. To the left here, it opens up to another park. I'm kind of sad. See how it's all wide open across there? It's just a big flat area. And I've seen before, like, families and lots of people come and they bring like speakers and music. And some people are playing soccer or football, and then some people are dancing, like exercise dancing. Some people are kicking around. In Asia, they do this thing. It looks like they're playing hacky sack, but instead of a hacky sack, they're kicking. What it looks like is it looks like a badminton birdie with a bigger with a bigger rubber nose on the bottom of it, because they kick it. So it's like a souped up, enlarged badminton birdie, and they're kicking it around. And they even they'll stick out their leg behind themselves with the palm of their foot facing up, and they kick it. It goes over their own head and forward in front of them. Shit, people are driving everywhere. People ignore the right side of the road here. Like if later on down the road they want to make a left turn, they won't do that. They'll just drive on the wrong side of the road the whole way up, because eventually they're going to have to turn left. So they're just like, well, I'll drive on the left side then. They don't think that there could be other people around them driving too. It's the same with lineups. And we were lining up for food. A big lineup forms, and then people see food and they just walk up to the very front of the line, and they're looking like, oh, what's happening here? And then they're getting their food. We're all waiting in line. And then one of the organizers told, hey, get in line. And then they look up and they see the line, and it was as if it was the first time they saw it, and we're all standing there. It's just it's a little more every man for themselves here, with driving and with lineups. My left tie says, you find a woman yet? We'll see. Not really. Do you guys have any questions? I've got to get tomorrow. I'm playing 2 shows in one night from 9 till 10. They always delay or go late too, so it'll be 10:30, and then I'm playing at 11:30 at another place. So I've got to just leave the first place, get in a tuk-tuk, and zip to the other place, and double gig in one night. I thought they were Friday and Saturday, and I got mixed up. The Saturday one was also Friday. My life tie says she's only asked because my mom is wondering when she's gonna have grandkids. Never. I think even if I got married, I wouldn't have kids probably. Such a pain in the ass. So James is asking, do you know if it's difficult to get jobs teaching adults in Cambodia? So instead of, because maybe from what you've seen in videos or what people talk about is you always see them teaching a kindergarten, or they're standing in front of a really colorful wall with the alphabet on it, and they're using a puppet to teach to the kids. So it's not all like that. It's not all little kids. I had the same job the whole time I was teaching. I was teaching grade 8, so they were they varied in age a little bit, but they were 14, 15 years old. So I didn't I didn't have little crybabies. I had like I would just talk like an adult to them. I had like young adults. But you mean like real adults, and they do have that, but you'd be applying at places that are different from a school, right? Because adults don't go to like elementary school. So they have things that are like a learning center or education center. Are you still there? Who asked me that? James. So you just brought it up actually, and I was seeing in my Facebook, I've been getting ads for it. You could look it up. All businesses use Facebook as their website, so don't look up on Google. Open Facebook and go in the search engine. And I've been seeing ads for a place that's a learning center that they're hiring. I think it's called Spring Education, or Spring Education Center. Search that, or search ads or something. They had put an ad that, when you see a sponsored post that's like an ad, and they were saying looking for full-time and part-time. They didn't say what ages, but that's the kind of place where an adult would do their learning. And I've heard there's courses that are like, the kind of stuff adults do is more like business English. So they're learning when they're in a meeting, or maybe they're doing business with a company from somewhere that speaks English, and they have to know the kind of lingo to be like, what's the invoice and the this and that. Like there's certain vocabulary that maybe they didn't learn growing up, and so you teach them business lingo and how to say stuff. And also I've heard that there's adult classes to get them ready for job interviews. So like, when they're like they're to help train them when they're doing a job interview in English, and they barely have just learned English, and you're in a pressure situation, and the polite choice of words to use, and the more professional way to answer things when you're in an interview type situation, right? There's so much distractions and noise around. So there is, but it's way less. You can imagine how many. There's like tons of little kids running around everywhere, and there's not many. I don't think there's as huge of a demand of like adults that are lining up to take English classes. But so there's like less of those places, but they're there, I think, for sure. And it depends how old you mean by adult. There's also university people that they're trying to get their IELTS, or I forget what it's called. It's a certification so that you've proven that you could go to school like in America or something. Like and you could help teach those classes maybe. And then those people would be like whatever, like 20, 25, or they could be any age, right? Because even adults go back and take university. I guess we'll spin around. I kind of got to the end of this park. If you keep going straight that way, it's the Royal Palace. And then it goes into Riverside. So James says he's looking into teaching 16 plus. You could do that at a normal school, man. Right? How old is 16? Grade 10? The school I was at goes up to grade 11, I think. So you could work at any like international school or whatever and teach grade 10, 11. It's a bit harder. The grammar gets really complicated. You have to. It's not that bad because we speak English, but you have to go. Like you'll be planning your lessons a week ahead of time, and you'll have to go refresh yourself and relearn it yourself before you can teach it again. Not everything, but like some of there's some really like tricky grammar that we just sort of automatically know, and we don't know why we know it because we speak English. But you have to know it in a way where you can explain it to someone. And grade 10 gets tricky, but there's so many YouTube videos out there. Like if you could look up whatever grammar thing I'm talking about, and you could watch a 1.5 minute YouTube video that just shows little animations and perfectly explains it to you. And you're like, oh, okay, got it. 2 minutes, done. And then in class, you could actually show them that video if it's good enough. Like, but yeah, it can get hard because then sometimes you feel like you've just got a grasp on it, and then some annoying kid in your class comes up to you and goes, "Well, teacher, what about this sentence? Because you just said 5 minutes ago that blah blah blah, but look at this one is no 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 no," and they notice like a contradiction, and then you're up there, well, that's because, then you're just like, go face the wall. Shut up and go face the wall. Whereas if you're teaching like grade 5, it's like a verb is an action word, or I don't know what they're doing in grade 5, but like. No, well, so James just goes, whoa, wow, it sounds challenging. Yeah, I'm making it, but you're the boss of that situation. Like, so, I mean, they come up to you, oh, what about this one? And you're like, please don't get us off track. I'll answer your question later on. Or like, you can just be like, sit down. You know what I mean? You don't have to. They don't control the proceedings. You know what I mean? Like, so they come up and start getting annoying, and you're like, please, can you have a seat? We'll answer that in a sec. You just shut them down. And or if it's a really legit thing and they need to know, you could it's okay to say I'll come back next class with that answer or whatever. You know what I mean? That's fine. Sometimes the textbooks, like the materials they give you to learn from and all the kids have, sometimes those have mistakes in them, and the smart kids are pointing out mistakes in the book. And like I'm teaching from the book, and then they notice the mistake, and then you have to be like, yeah, well, we're doing the book. Like, James says he's mostly worried about classroom management with young kids. Yeah, you're right. They're really good here, but they're like compared to America. But they're still, they're like hyper. It's because you should see they have little cafeterias where the kids can buy food in schools, and I've seen it all. It's all little instant noodle packs and hot dogs, and it's like the worst foods, and they just get hyped up with salt and sugar and bounce around and. Let's take a break. I was going to sit on a bench, but it's all dirty. Any other questions? Do you guys have ideas for videos you want to see? Yeah, I don't really know what else to talk about. It's really humid right now. It's like I could feel moisture all over my arms and stuff, but it's not hot. It's just because it's muggy or whatever. There's a breeze, but it doesn't. Oh, the breeze is nicer over here by the road. As soon as the breeze stops, you're sticky again. So what are you guys saying? I only got 3 of you in here. James is asking, any parts of Cambodia to avoid? No. What do you mean, like crime or parts of the city or? No, it's fine. It's like use your obvious gut instinct. Like if you were in New York City and you saw like the scariest alley at midnight. Fuck off. This tuk-tuk guy's like catcalling me while I'm trying to talk. I'd say it's safer anywhere in Cambodia than anywhere in America. Like, I would feel way more scared in a lot of places in Toronto than I would here, for sure. Even solo traveling females even say that about Asia in general. The most common like petty crime would be they're trying to steal your phone, you know. So phone snatchings happen, but it's, you know, right now I'm waving my phone around in the air, you know what I mean? But I'm looking around. I'm in a big wide open space, and it's more when you're on a road and you're like on a call and they drive by you. They drive by you on a motorbike, and in one grab they grab it from you and keep driving. And you're like in shock. You look around and he's already down the road, like driving away. And you're just like, well, there it goes. Like. And then there are I have heard stories of like you could get jumped, like they'll jump you and beat you up, but like I've been here for 2 years and I think I heard one story like that. And then you're right away like, oh, it's dangerous there. But like, okay, go to Chicago. Tell me how many people get beat during the night, like when you walk through a dark street in fucking Detroit or something. Like, so for the most part, it's safe. Like, don't go walking around with gold chains at 2 a.m. down a bad alley or something. You know what I mean? Just be smart. And there's no guns here, as far as I know. Well, I'm sure there are, but I mean, it's never like a gun problem here. Like I never hear about that. It's the way people drive are crazy. So the way a lot of deaths happen is on like people getting run over in traffic accidents and shit. So that's where it's more dangerous. And when you're trying to walk everywhere, there's not really sidewalks. You're like sharing the road with crazy drivers. And they don't follow rules, and a lot of them, you don't have to have a license if your bike is not a motorcycle. If it's just a motorbike scooter thing, you don't need a license. So they just go anywhere. They're not thinking like I need to be on this side of the road, or I need to signal, or you consider maybe if you're going to be turning, you have to look over your shoulder and consider other drivers. Like they've never had training or learned those things or had to have a license or anything. It's like hop on, and they're looking forward ahead of them to where they're trying to get to, and they'll take the shortest path to that. So if it's going across 4 lanes of traffic into the oncoming side, they're not thinking I'm crossing to the wrong side. They've never learned that. They're like, that's where I'm going over there. Like but it's 100 people with their own agendas, or thousands, you know what I mean? When you're out on the road and it's just packed with cars, everyone's doing that in every which way, and it flows like liquid. And so everyone just slowly is moving where they need to be and pushing around, and it just flows around. And if like one car stalls, everyone would just start swirling around it like water. Went on a rant there. And yeah, I got this channel monetized earlier this year, so I don't get much from the ads. It's like 80 cents a day or something. But if you like the channel, or you feel like supporting or sending me an early Christmas present, you can send donations or super thanks. Yeah, and I wanted to make it clear. I know I was talking about oh yeah, James, the traffic is nuts. Have you ever seen videos on YouTube or this or that, like about India or those things where it's just like swirling vehicles like in every direction? There's traffic lights. There's all the infrastructure to have rules, and they don't follow them. Like if they're going to drive in a straight line for a kilometer and then make and then cross the street to the left side and go to a business on the left side of the road. Instead of doing that, they think in their head, the place I'm going is on the left side. So they would just drive diagonally across all lanes of traffic onto the wrong side of the road, and they would drive that kilometer on the wrong side of the road. It's logical to them because that's quicker. They don't have to make that turn later on and make that left turn. They'll just drive on the left side the whole way, and they'll already be on the left side. Meanwhile, they've just driven into oncoming traffic for like a kilometer. And then maybe you might be walking out onto that road, and you think you only have to look to the left to see who's coming. And you don't realize there's a speeding motorcycle going the wrong way on that road, flying up the shoulder, and you're taking a step onto the road. So even if you're looking at a one-way road that you're about to step onto, you have to look both ways, because people will drive any way on any road. And there's also no thing like the pedestrian has the right of, like they don't see, oh, there's a person walking, I have to stop and let them first. Like there's nothing like that. It's they'll try to just speed. They'll accelerate when they see you. Like it's a really nice night. Probably get some food after this. Yeah. So James said basically I'm playing Frogger every day. Sometimes though, at the peak of it, in the worst rush hour times, it's like there's so much traffic on the road that no one can move fast. So then in that way, it's not dangerous. It's like it's just slowly flowing and rolling the traffic. Like everyone's moving. It's squeezing its way through slowly, kind of. So no one can really get hurt going like 10 kilometers an hour. Like. Guy jumping rope over there. He stopped when I got my camera out. He stopped, so I'm trying to get him from behind now. So there's 4 people here. I don't know if you guys were here earlier when I was talking about the course, the TEFL course, but what I was saying was, like if you're considering doing it over like soon and you don't know when or whatever, I think December would be the best time if you wanted to do the online version of the TEFL course. Because you're off, you might be off work anyway for holidays. Maybe you have some Christmas money coming. You could start completing all the TEFL course work like on your own time at home over the holidays. And then you see your family, you say your goodbyes, you have New Year's, you finish off the online stuff, and then you fly here to start your life in the new year. And then all that's left is you have to finish a few practical in-person things in the country. Like you go to a school and practice a lesson plan in front of a real class. And then you watch some real teachers, you observe. And you get some like lesson plan help. They kind of show you the way they like to do it in Cambodia. Or Vietnam, if that's where you're going. And I'm just repeating myself because it could be like different people filter in and out. So whoever's watching now might not have been here earlier. If you're already a teacher and you just need help, yeah, I've taught before. I have my TEFL, blah, blah, blah. I've just could use some guidance getting some job leads like when I get into the country because I've never been in Cambodia. Well, they offer that too. They have job assistance programs. And it's only for people that already have a TEFL. So you could check out the link if any of that interests you. And you just put Tom Trips out. Help support. Then I can go buy a loaf of bread. All right. Let's start heading back to the old... where am I? Okay. I think my place is back this way. Yeah. It looks so different at nighttime. And if you have any questions, now's the time. You guys wondering about salary? You can expect anywhere between like $1,100 to $1,300 a month. And there are jobs that pay more than that, but it's like they're unique and rare and stuff like that. So just that range I've said is like the most likely outcome for most people. All right, this is the street. This is a cute store, Miniso or something. It's like a little cheap store, not a dollar store, but it's like kind of cheap stuff, and everything has to have the theme of being like cute, like cats, everything with cat ears, and I think it might be Japanese. I bought my neck pillow from there for the plane. It was only $3. Oh, crossing the road again. Say goodbye to the Independence Monument and the statue of the King. Might get dark. We're lucky there's a car pointing its lights at me right now, so that's why we have light. Oh, there's light behind me. Oh, it all goes to the same place. I just realized this is one street early. It's not my street. I'm one more street to the right. Oh well. Try a new street. Oh. This looks like a pool hall. Billiards. Cool. Oh, here's the... Maybe we'll, I could come back here and try to double my money and beat some people at pool. They'd probably whoop my ass. Here's a nice little restaurant. They look like they're packing up. I was almost thinking I should get something there, but... It's late here. I don't know what time it is. It's probably like, I bet you it's like 10:30 almost. 10:20 or something. See, James, are you still there? Would you be scared right now? When I was at that place that had the billiards like a second ago, they were smiling at me. I'm drawing eyes because I'm holding my phone up filming everything, so I look like a loser right now. And they like to gawk. Oh, look at that guy with the foot, and you get everyone looking at you. I just got used to it now. I don't care. Yeah, you would be scared. It's really empty here. There's some bad streets. Okay, actually, that's what you were asking me. Yeah, you said you're in South America? Not like, I bet you that it's way more I'm not trying to be insulting, but you're probably it's probably far more dangerous there than here. Where I'm kind of ignorant and dumb, but like what about places like Colombia and stuff like that? Yeah, there's some red light. There's some red light streets in Phnom Penh. Street 136, everyone says. It's all like girl bars and hooker bars and stuff. And I've heard stories of if you stumble out of that place wasted walking down the road, like girls or guys will come up and they'll act friendly and hug you, and they're just picking your pockets and they take everything you have. So if you're stumbling around drunk in like a bad area, people will rob you then. It's what do they call that? You know, when it's like a quick opportunity, that kind of theft. That's what they do. Like it has to be like a quick like maybe you leave your phone on the table and you get up for a second to go grab another water from the bar, and you're on a patio. Someone walking by just happened to see you stand up, and they just right in the perfect flow reach down, take your phone and keep walking, and then you get your water and turn around and your phone's not there anymore. Yeah. So it's not like violent crime. I've never had anything happen to me. I've been sketched out before where I'm looking around, like you see someone, I give them a look like, fucking try me, like give them a look like, Because then maybe they're looking around like, who's the target going to be? And I look at them and I'm like, not fucking me, man. You'll get a knuckle sandwich. But it's probably all in my head. That guy's probably like waiting for a ride from his wife, and I'm thinking, oh, he wants to rob me. Look at this, like I was trying to walk here. Hey, I'm walking here. What you gotta do is just be patient. Like I just stopped and waited. That's what you do. So we're in Basak Lane. This is right behind my place. So it's really cool. They just opened all these restaurants. Then there's tons down here on either side and upstairs places. Rupert said in his mom's city there's over 100 shootings a year. Just the city. Yeah, not the country, just that city. Yeah. Yeah, I would think there'd be way more than 100's not even a lot. The peanut kids. They walk around selling stuff. This guy's got peanuts. That's who you have to be afraid of, James. I don't know those people. Yeah. James says good vibes. I was thinking about getting a pizza. There's also this restaurant right over here. I heard good things about it. Like it's like really nice food, but the prices are like $5.50, $6, but like $9 quality, but for only $5 or $6. But I want more like fast food. I don't want to wait a half an hour. I think I'll get a margarita from my boys here. The pizza box. I've made video shorts here before. Hey. Can I get a margarita? Look like a Hawaiian. How was the jam?
Go to bed.
I'm live.
Hello.
Come on, Barbie. Let's go party.
Yeah, you're just jealous. This bike will never get lost in all the black and white bikes.
Yeah, when he leaves a bar and all the bikes are parked there, all lined up, and he could find his really fast.
Yeah. It's the way she goes. Sometimes she goes, sometimes she doesn't. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta go to bed. Take it easy.
Yeah. He's from Brampton, Ontario, like a half hour from where I'm from. Drummer. Hello. I don't have anything. I don't have $1. No. Hello. Bye. All right, I'm gonna end it here.